Hello and welcome to the CHSG Key Stage 3 Business Studies information video. This is for students who are currently undertaking their Year 8 options choices, and it should be informative into the course, who is involved in it and what you're going to achieve from it. Now the real question you're asking yourselves is, should I choose business studies for my GCSEs? The idea of this presentation is to help you with that choice. It's not to make it for you, but to guide you through the following 6 areas. The first, why study business? The second, what you will study. The third, how will you be assessed? The fourth, looking at how we will support you. The fifth, looking at the skills that will develop over the 3-year course. And finally, the careers and further education choices you get from studying business at Carshalton High School for Girls. Now that first question of why study business? This is a department full of business expertise. It's taught by myself, Mr. Stockwell, the head of the subject, who has a degree in economics and has spent a fair few years working in other industries such as IT, publishing, and events coordination, as long as becoming a teacher and teaching citizenship in politics, business, and economics. It's also taught by Miss Keita, who is also a business specialist with a degree in business studies, and we both have immersed ourselves in this course. And that's what we want from you as well. You get the chance to delve right into the enterprise and the financial management skills that you'll need when you leave school. In my experience, outside of the realms of education, having that entrepreneurial mindset where you are innovative, fast thinking, but also a bit risk taking is an important factor of success. So if we can immerse you in that, we believe that you'll be a strong student coming out of here with great leadership skills and good prospects for your further education. It's a very versatile subject. You'll go into both numerical and non-numerical aspects as well. We'll look into real life case studies. We'll find out what is happening in the world we all live in today and see how business is impacted by those choices. That could be political, it could be environmental, it could be global issues. What's nice about the course is it combines well with many other subjects. As I mentioned earlier, I've taught a number of subjects, including politics, and this relates very well to that. When we look at taxation and how big businesses have taken advantage of a taxation system, it interweaves with those core subjects. And finally, it enhances your transferable skills. We'll delve into this in more detail later, but one of the big skills that you'll get from here is that problem solving and critical thinking aspect. Now that's going to be very important in your exams, but also very important when you go into the realms of work, because you'll be able to develop those skills further and show that you can think on your feet, something that is invaluable in the workplace. Now the course is taught over 3 years, but there are 2 main themes that you need to look into. The first theme is investigating small businesses, and the second is building a business. The idea behind those is we delve into how businesses are made, so where we come up with those ideas, where we look at the opportunities, how we then develop the production of our goods and services, before we delve into the ins and outs of how that business runs, looking at the marketing decisions, the operational choices of should I make this decision and spend this money or not, and the human resources decisions around hiring and firing. Now we split the course over 3 years. The first in year 9, looking at the introduction to business and looking at units 1.1, 1.2 and 1.3. By year 10, we go into a bit more detail in 1.4 and 1.5, and then we do some metacognitive revision, some exam practice, some walking, talking mocks as you start your first set of mock exams. And then we go into unit 2.1, where we're looking at growing that business. By this stage, we've understood what a business is, how businesses come about, and now how we expand that. In year 11, your final year, we'll delve into the last 4 units of 2.2, 2.3, 2.4 and 2.5. Now the whole course will then be reviewed, where we'll look at you undertaking your own personal learning checklist to understand what you know and what you feel you need some extra support in. And we'll develop an entire bespoke revision program for the classes to make sure you guys are ready and raring for that exam that comes in May. Now the assessments for this, there are 2 exams in total, both of which are about 90 minutes long. Now, paper 1 assesses just theme 1 and paper 2 assesses just theme 2, and they are 50% balanced between each paper. Now, each paper includes a number of different questions, some of which are fairly straightforward multiple choice questions, which we've all had a lot of practice with over the last couple of years, but they develop into those longer essay structured questions. Each paper will consist of 3 9-mark essays and 1 12-mark essay. And the expectation is that you write to a certain standard and style that gets you the best possible opportunity to do the best you can on this course. Now, to support you with that, we have a number of different documents, events, programs that we put in place to help you understand the concepts in greater detail. Now, the first obviously is in-class support. As I mentioned, we are subject specialists with real-world experience, and the idea behind that is we can put a practical example to the theory learnt. In addition to that, we have comprehensive workbooks that have been developed over years and years of delivery, which should give you an overview of the course with your own knowledge and capabilities included in that. We'll provide you with revision guides when you hit year 11, and throughout the course we will go over a number of past papers and practice questions in lessons. We as a department have developed a business buster. This is a document that effectively works as a how-to guide, and it is a walking talking version of what to do in the exams and how to answer those questions. We'll undertake some walking talking mocks before your actual GCSEs. And then finally, something we have been developing is taking you out into the world to see business in action. We go to the Bank of England and the Bank of England Museum and the Museum of Brands, so we can see the marketing and advertising in action. Now, the skills you learn are vast, but there are a few key ones that we want to go over here. Some are literacy skills. It's something that we as a school have been developing, and what we have done in business studies is bring in some key texts and some key case studies that we will read through in class and at home, and make sure we understand the right terminology and the right vocab so you're prepared for your exams and leaving school. There are practical numeracy skills that you'll develop, where we look at real-world examples of business management and income statements, and we work out how the business will use those and analyze those to determine things like their profits, their revenue, their costs, their break-even points, and their margins of safety. Now, some of those will include ratios, averages, percentages, that graphical representation of data, the decision making then based on that data and those calculations. We'll go into critical thinking and problem solving, with the idea of looking at the business and economic updates from around the world and how then we can link that into our course of study. You'll develop communication skills, where you stand up and you have the confidence to say your opinion in class. You have the confidence to get involved in discussions, and you'll have the confidence, and I hope the willingness, to join our Young Enterprise course, where we try to run our own business. Then finally, you'll learn skills that are analytical and evaluative. So you're questioning why, how, what are the impacts of that? What do we get from that as a business? Now, there's a lovely quote at the bottom of this slide called by Abigail Adams. Abigail Adams was the first lady in American politics under the second President Adams. And she said, "Learning is not attained by chance, it must be sought for with ardour and diligence. These skills will not come easily, And throughout the course, we will take the time to develop these. We'll take the time to develop your opinions and your ability to analyze, evaluate, and then share through those communication skills your thoughts and opinions. This course isn't just about learning and undertaking exams. There are lots of different steps we take afterwards as well. If you were to take this course further into your A-levels and to higher education and university, there are a number of different courses you can look at. Obviously, business studies does go on to A-level, but we also teach economics here as well. In addition to that, when you get to university, you could look at courses around business management and administration, accountancy and finance, human resource management, marketing and branding, retail management, and business entrepreneurship. Your careers are fairly endless. Every business, every shop, everything needs some form of business management and business nous to do well. Some of the key careers, though, really come down to banking, sales, product management, marketing manager, business analysts, all the way down to being a teacher like myself. As I said earlier, I have a degree in economics, I've studied business studies, and now I'm delivering this to you. So to summarise, this is a course led by two business specialists in myself, Mr. Stockwell and Ms. Keita. On this course, you'll get to immerse yourself in enterprising and financial management skills. You're building that versatility with that numerical and non-numerical aspects. You're going to combine well with the other subjects you're studying because it does really link to real life examples, and you're going to enhance those transferable skills. Now, if that hasn't convinced you and you're not entirely sure what your final choices are, I just want to leave you with this one last quote. This is from Marissa Mayer, who was the CEO of Yahoo. And she says, "I always do something I was a little not ready to do. I think that's how you grow. When there's a moment of, wow, I'm not sure I can do this, you push through those moments. And that's when you have your breakthrough." Thank you.